In the world of project management, you often encounter terms that have a rich history beyond their immediate software application. Basecamp is a prime example. While many immediately think of the popular project management software, the concept of a Basecamp itself carries significant meaning, especially when understood through the lens of strategic planning and operational staging. As a project management expert, I find it incredibly insightful to delve into the original meaning of such terms, as they often illuminate fundamental principles that apply to managing any complex endeavor. So, what does a Basecamp mean beyond the digital platform? At its core, a Basecamp is a central staging area, a temporary yet robust hub established to support a more ambitious and challenging primary objective. The term originates most famously from mountaineering and expeditions. When climbers aim to conquer a formidable peak, they don't simply arrive at the foot of the mountain and start ascending. That would be reckless and unsustainable. Instead, they establish a base camp. The original meaning, mountaineering and expeditions. Imagine an expedition to Mount Everest. Base camp is the initial primary camp set up at a relatively accessible altitude, e.g., Everest Base Camp at around 17,500 feet. It's not the summit, but it's the farthest point vehicles can reach, or the most practical location to establish a semi-permanent presence. Here's what makes a mountaineering base camp critical. Staging ground. It's where all the essential supplies are brought and organized. Food, water, medical equipment, specialized climbing gear, tents, communication devices, and fuel. Logistics hub. From base camp, climbers and support staff manage the movement of supplies and personnel to higher, more dangerous camps, advanced base camps, or camps 1, 2, 3. It's the nerve center for all logistical operations. Rest and recuperation. Climbers descend to base camp to rest, recover from the harsh conditions of higher altitudes, and acclimatize their bodies before making further ascents. It provides a safer, more stable environment for physical and mental rejuvenation. Communication center. It serves as the primary point of contact with the outside world, receiving weather forecasts, transmitting updates, and coordinating rescues if necessary. Emergency preparedness. Medical teams and emergency supplies are typically concentrated at base camp, ready to respond to incidents occurring at higher altitudes. Team coordination. It's where the entire expedition team, climbers, Sherpas, doctors, cooks, support staff, gathers, plans, debriefs, and makes critical decisions before and after forays up the mountain. Without a well-established and efficiently managed base camp, a high-altitude expedition would be nearly impossible, fraught with unacceptable levels of risk, and highly likely to fail. It provides the stability and support necessary for the more volatile and challenging work that takes place further afield. Applying Basecamp to project management. Now, let's translate this concept to the world of project management. The principles behind a physical Basecamp are remarkably applicable to how we structure and manage complex projects, particularly those with high stakes, multiple phases, or geographically dispersed teams. In a project management context, a Basecamp refers to the centralized information hub. This is where all crucial project documentation resides. Think of it as the single source of truth for your project charter, scope documents, requirements, stakeholder registers, risk logs, communication plans, and architectural designs. Just as a physical Basecamp stores all vital supplies, your project's information Basecamp holds all the knowledge assets. The communication nexus. This is the primary platform or methodology for all project-related communication. Whether it's a dedicated software tool like the Basecamp software itself or Microsoft Teams, Slack, Jira, etc., a shared drive, or a specific set of meeting protocols, it's where team members and stakeholders know to go for updates, discussions, and decisions. It reduces scattered emails and fragmented conversations. The staging area for deliverables. Before a major deliverable is launched or integrated, it often passes through a Basecamp phase. This might involve internal reviews, quality assurance, user acceptance testing, UAT, or final stakeholder approvals. It's the last point of control and refinement before something is released to a wider audience or put into production. The team's home base. For remote or hybrid teams, The digital project management platform often serves as their virtual basecamp. It's where they check in daily, see their tasks, collaborate on documents, and feel connected to the overall project effort, even if they're physically separated. Provides a sense of common ground and shared purpose. The operational control point. From this basecamp, the project manager and core team monitor progress, track dependencies, manage resources, identify risks, and make strategic adjustments. It's the vantage point from which the entire project landscape is observed and navigated. The repository for lessons learned. Once a phase or the entire project is complete, the basecamp often becomes the archive for lessons learned, successful strategies, and reusable templates. This knowledge is then used to prepare for future expeditions, new projects. Why is this concept important? Understanding Basecamp beyond just a software name reinforces several critical project management principles. Preparation is key. Just as climbers spend months preparing at Basecamp, effective project management emphasizes thorough planning and setup before diving into execution. Centralization is essential. Dispersed information and chaotic communication are recipes for project failure. A centralized Basecamp ensures everyone is working from the same script. Support for the core work. The Basecamp provides the necessary infrastructure and stability so that the project team can focus on the demanding core work of creating deliverables. Risk mitigation. By centralizing resources, communication, and planning, the Basecamp approach inherently reduces risks associated with disorganization, miscommunication, and lack of resources. Sustainability. A well-managed Basecamp ensures the team has the resources and resilience to sustain effort over the long haul of a complex project.